Shalom. This is Olam HaAvodah, day 2. We're learning this Sefer for the Refuah Shleima of Yoshiayhu, Yosef ben Zari, HaRav Yoshiayhu, Pinto, Shlita. Okay, so let's go back a little bit to what we're doing for day 1. So we understand that we are in this world for a purpose. Okay, so we do this. Okay, so the service of Hashem has 2 parts: learning and action. Action is divided into 4 parts: constant mitzvot, which is loving Hashem; daily mitzvot, such as praying; timely mitzvot, such as Shabbos; and circumstantial mitzvot, such as separating challah, hafroshas challah. Okay. So again, before we continue, this is again a book about Be'ezrat Hashem and understanding and achieving our purpose in this world. Okay. So each category encompasses positive and prohibited commandments. Yet the essence of all these commandments is turning to Hashem and seeking His closeness. A person must remove all detrimental physical barriers that distance them from Hashem and work on becoming closer to Him until he is attached to Him and embodies His perfection. For this is Hashem's entire desire and the sole purpose of creation. Judaism is more than a set of rules and regulations. It's a relationship. As the Pasuk states, "V'ani kivas alekim li toiv," and I, close with Hashem, is my good. Tehillim 73:28. What we'll explore with Be'ezrat Hashem over the course of this Sefer is how we can develop this precious relationship and how the various obligations of the Torah come together to help us achieve our goal. Gemara, Brachot 57a, expounds the Pasuk, Shirshim 4:3, Kafel Charimin Kaseich. Your temple is like a slice of pomegranate, to mean She'afilu ha'reikanim shebach melei mitzvahs karimon. That even the empty ones among you, the Jewish people, are filled with mitzvot like a pomegranate. Because the pomegranate has 613 seeds. Okay. Like a paradox. How can people be considered empty and filled at the same time? Rav David Povarsky explains, citing Bavavi Mishkan Avna, page 42, that the pomegranate is unique and that each seed rested into a pocket. The empty ones perform many mitzvot, but they remain on a lesser level spiritually because their mitzvot are isolated from one another and not united in the overall mission of becoming close to Hashem. We need to become elevated people who connect our performance of all the mitzvahs in order to fill ourselves with holiness and closer to Hashem. Then we become filled with holiness in Kirvas Elohim, which is close to Hashem. So now we start section for day 2. More than a paycheck. Okay, it's very interesting stuff. So Chazal teach at the beginning of Pirkei Avot, chapter 1, Mishnah 3. Al tiyu ka'avodim ha'masham sh'es HaRav ha'manas ka'al pras. Elo ha'yu ka'avodim ha'masham sh'es HaRav l'shloim ha'manas ka'al pras. So do not be like servants who serve their master for the sake of receiving a reward. Rather, be like servants who serve their master not for the sake of receiving a reward. This mission instructs us to serve Hashem altruistically, not for our own personal gains. The question, though, is how can we accomplish such a lofty feat? The nature of man is to do only that from which he will benefit. Yet here we are enjoined to serve Hashem simply because it is a proper thing to do. Moreover, we're promised the incredible reward in the world to come. As the Mishnah subsequently states, chapter 4, Mishnah 17, Yafa sha'acha shel kairas ruach ba'elam haba yikol chaya elam HaBa. And one moment of pleasure in the world to come is better than the entire lifetime of pleasure in this world. So how can we possibly serve Hashem altruistically when we're acutely aware of the monumental reward awaiting for us for our efforts? Imagine that someone promises you a brand new car if you do him a certain favor. On one condition, you perform the favor completely altruistically because you love him, without any consideration of the car entering your mind. That would be very difficult. In fact, it would probably be impossible. What perhaps is most troubling here is the stark contrast between the Mishnah that instructs us not to serve Hashem with the intention of receiving a reward, and another very famous Mishnah in Pirkei Avot, chapter 4, Mishnah 16. This world is like a corridor in front of the world to come. Prepare yourself in the corridor so you may enter the Beikut home. This Mishnah clearly instructs us to view this world as a preparation for the next. In a similar vein, the Gemara of Avodah, page 3a, allegorically observes, whoever toiled on Erev Shabbos will eat on Shabbos, meaning that only a person who prepares in this world will merit to eat the fruit of his labor the next. How do we reconcile these ideas with the directive to be like servants on one hand, who serve the master not for the sake of receiving a reward, and also for preparing ourselves on the other hand for the HaBa? So how do we reconcile this? To do this, let us first consider what Olam HaBa is in actuality. What is this great pleasure that is in store for us? Is it like lollipops for who enjoys candy? Or maybe like steak for those who appreciate meat? Actually, we have no idea. As the Gaon teaches in Rechot 34b, based on the pasuk here in Yoshiayhu 64, verse 3, Ayin lo yirosa Elohim zelasecha, and eye has never seen a God except for you. But we are taught about its overall essence. For example, the Gemara states in Rechot 17a, the following is a familiar lesson in the Mount of Rav. Meaning Rav used to say this lesson a lot. The world to come is not like this world. The world to come, there's no eating, no drinking, no propagation, no business, no jealousy, no hatred, no rivalry. Rather, the righteous sit with their crowns on their heads and delight in the radiance of the divine presence. As it is stated, Shema 24, verse 11, they gazed at Hashem and they ate and they drank. Have you ever been outside, walking on a cool day, and as you turn the corner, you reach a spot where the sun beats down directly on you, and you stop for a few moments and bask in its warm embrace? Well, that is perhaps an infinitesimal, albeit far from adequate, window into the indescribable pleasure of basking in the Ziv Shechina, the radiance of the Shechina. How does one merit this awesome experience in the next world? We tend to think that Hashem rewards a person for his service of Him, just as a boss pays an employee for his hours of work. No intrinsic connection exists between the employee's work and the money that he earns. The money is merely a means of compensation. This understanding is incorrect, however. And perhaps this is what the mission means when it teaches us, do not be like servants who serve the master for the sake of receiving a pras, reward. The word pras is similar to the word prize, meaning it actually means prize in Hebrew. So if you're thinking that, good job. Something not intrinsically connected to one's efforts. For example, a trophy is not related to chess or to soccer, whatever, swimming, or whatever it is. It's just a prize. It's a token of appreciation, I guess. But it's nothing to do with actual action. However, the word schar is a different word for a word. And it's something that we may earn and we are encouraged to work for, as we'll explain. Chazal taught about told before Shabbat, eat on Shabbat. What does he eat? Exactly what he prepared. Nothing more, nothing less. Our reward in the next world is not different from our toil in this world. Rather, it is a direct accomplishment. We prepare ourselves a most beautiful place in HaBa through our service of Hashem in this world. Since the pleasure of Olam HaAvodah is being close to Hashem and basking in His Shechina, we toil in this world to develop the closeness. That closeness. Measure for measure, midah. The closeness we will enjoy in the next world will mirror the closeness we achieved here in this world. In this world, there is a barrier. When the barrier comes down, in this world, there's a barrier between us and Hashem. But in the next world, when the barrier comes down, we'll be standing as close to Hashem as you already are in this world. And the closer the proximity we achieve here, the greater pleasure there. A loving son. Imagine two children looking to curry favor in the eyes of their father. One child is looking to receive benefits from his father, and he knows that his father will be more generous with him if he stays in his good graces. The second child, on the other hand, is not looking for any gifts. All he wants is his father's love and approval, and he craves a closer relationship with his father. What he wants is not external gifts, but he actually just wants his father himself. Is the second son serving his father completely altruistically? Probably not. True. But he's nonetheless on a totally different level than the first son. The first son, he just wants, let's say it's a car. Or what is it? Yeah, benefits. But the second son doesn't want the benefits. All he wants is the father. He just wants to be close to his father. This perhaps mirrors the difference between the two types of servants mentioned in the Mishnah. One servant just wants a prize from Hashem, with no desire for a relationship, while the other wants a relationship, because he knows that having this relationship is the best thing for him. There may be even a higher level, that of serving of Hashem with zero self-interest. But obviously it's not exactly the level at which we start. You can't jump a ladder. You can't go straight from, learning alibes to going to the Zohar. It doesn't work that way. You have to build up. Like rungs on a ladder. You can't go to the first one without going to the one before it. You can't go to the second one without going to the first. Okay. Putting all this together, we can understand why the Mishnah that teaches us that this world is a quarter before the next world in no way contradicts the Mishnah that instructs us not to serve Hashem for the sake of a reward. True, we are not supposed to serve Hashem in order to receive a paycheck style reward, but we are supposed to serve Him in order to become closer to Him. What I'm looking for a mere prize. It's not a prize. It's not like a trophy. We're looking to build a deep connection with Hashem, which, as we explained, is precisely what the experience of Olam HaBa is about. Let's talk the experience, okay? To paraphrase the timeless words of Rav Eliyahu Lopian, Lev Eliyahu, Bereshit page 12, it is not as the world mistakenly thinks, that this world is designed to be a place of pain and suffering. On the contrary, the preparation for pleasure in Olam HaBa is only through pleasure. If a person exerts himself to do the mitzvahs and refrain from transgressing, from committing sins, he'll eventually attain, here in this physical world, the ability to enjoy and benefit from the radiance of the Shekhinah. Chazal teach us that this world is a corridor, a prosdor before the next world. And one certainly does not construct a corridor of simple wood for a banquet hall made of gold and precious stones. When Chazal said prepare yourself in the corridor so you may enter the banquet hall, they meant accustom yourself to enjoy the Shekhinah in the corridor, so that subsequently in the banquet hall, you'll be able to enter that banquet hall and expand the pleasure endlessly. This is the requisite preparation needed in this world. A miniature Olam HaBa. A wondrous idea emerges here. We certainly can and should contemplate the pleasure of Olam HaBa all the time, as long as we keep in mind what Olam HaBa actually is and realize that the way to gain entrance is through focusing our efforts on closer to Hashem, on Kiras Elikim. It's frightening to consider that a person can spend his entire life learning Torah and performing mitzvahs, while completely neglecting the goal, or working towards the goal of Kiras Elikim, thus handicapping himself from much potential growth and blocking himself from attaining his true purpose in this world. This idea is not just esoteric and philosophical. It's not like Zoharic. It's not like, I don't know, Kabbalah conversations. It's the most practical and instructive. For example, let's say a person picks up a drink and recites a bracha. He has been taught that it's important to concentrate on the words, as the bracha has greater impact when it's said with kavanah. Even if tefillah, not just brachas, but the example is bracha. That's true, but it's so much deeper than that. This bracha is designed to connect him with Hashem and pave his path to Olam HaBa, like he will connect with Hashem with no barriers. When a person internalizes this concept, he recites that bracha in a completely different way. He's not going to be like everyone today. No, he's going to say it slowly. Baruch Hashem Elokeinu melech ha'olam she'akol niyah b'dvaroi. Blessed are you, Hashem Elokeinu melech ha'olam, by whose word everything exists. No longer the person collecting pomegranate seeds, tallying up credit like the tally count, like the cross line of the 5, right? So no, he's not going to be counting the pomegranate seeds, for example, tallying up credit for his long list of disparate good deeds. Like, oh, I did tzedakah here, or I kept Shabbos here. No. Now he has a singular goal that unifies all his good thoughts and deeds. Kiras Elikim. He no longer runs from one mitzvah to another, like a shopper making his way through the supermarket aisle. Instead, he stops and he's masim way. He puts heart and thought into his actions. He's living in Olam HaBa existence here in this world. Understand that this world is a corridor marrying the next. And before we perform a mitzvah, we say, Asher Kiddushanu b'mitzvahs v'tzivanu, al whatever it is, who sanctified us with his commandments. Because the purpose of mitzvahs is to sanctify and elevate us. While the mitzvah act itself has holiness and power, our approach to the mitzvah and the feelings and thoughts we bring it unquestionably amplifies spiritual power and energy. That's because the true purpose of the mitzvah is to bring us closer to Hashem. And in that sense, a mechanical or mindless mitzvah act bears little comparison to a mitzvah performed with thought, feeling, and enthusiasm. So that's the end of the portion for day 2. Just one little add that the Alter Rebbe in Tanya writes that the word Kiddushanu isn't just sanctify us, it's also Kiddushin, marriage. So it's even better kavanah to have, maybe. That Hashem completely chose us, because when you're married, you only involve one person. So Hashem chose us, b'dyuk, He specifically chose us to do these mitzvahs. So it adds the kavanah. It's the end for Olam HaAvodah, day 2. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day.